got the water. All right.
Yep.
Oh, I can hear us streaming. Cool.
Ooh, but we're all pixely. Ew. Gross. Music's so good for this.
Alright, doesn't look like anyone's on. Let me send the link to a couple more people.
No problem. I'll get nice and comfy.
Oh,
Also,
hey!
oh yeah, also don't
Hi,
worry.
Makara Gaming.
Yep. Oh, also don't worry about time. We can Skype. We'll go as long as we need to.
Cool.
My parents are like, yeah, go whenever. Like, sweet.
Alright, well I send this link to a couple places. Chrissy, why don't you entertain the people?
Yes. Okay, so hi everyone. You know us. I'm Chrissy, the non-homestuck roommate, and this is Anna, my amazing homestuck roommate.
I am the living garbage can.
She is indeed, but she's painted gold, so we still like her. So it's just gonna be us two today, I'm afraid. Zach, aka Goat Dad, will not be joining us today because he is
Goat Dad in the house!
Goat Dad! Goat Dad! I was just telling him.
No, timed that perfect.
Oh my gosh! Did you ever hear me saying how you weren't gonna be here?
Yeah, that's right, everybody. I am back.
Goat Dad, is this why you were all like, oh, I might be there,
Yes,
I might
exactly.
not be there?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, you got me good.
Yeah, next time I don't think so, because they're going to expect me to surprise them next time. So I'll just be here from the start.
I gotta keep them on their toes, they won't be expecting that. Or maybe they will. Maybe it'll just come out at the end and just like a ball of confetti being
Alright.
like, what's up?
Just
He's like,
sent it to
"We're
Twitter."
over."
What are people saying about Go Dad? Oh,
Let's
yo! People are here.
Oh, we have a new one. Insufferable prick.
Yo!
Cool.
Soon as I read those words first, Rose was like, yes. I came yes, oh my fucking god, baby is you. You're not aware of that. It is Toby Fox's first work of art. He wrote a rock opera about Mpreg.
Really?
Yes, look up The Baby Is You.
Okay.
I'm having a baby and the baby is you. I've birthed my best friend, it's true.
Alright, I thought his first work was that Earthbound hack.
Yeah, but this is his first real work.
Oh, of course. It's like the first real work or first real trash work. This
Well,
is
the most garbage
distinction.
work
Lol.
of all. Alright, let's see. I sent it to that server, sent it to that server. No, did I?
Lol. Lol stuff.
Alright, and I'll send it to Lemonlight, just in case. Actually, no, none of them ever homestuck, so I'm not gonna send it to Lemonlight.
I know, followers, should Anna send the link to Lemonlight? Please tell us, just in case any of you are actually from that. That'd be funny.
None of them are from Lemonlight. Derek, stop eating the baby!
I like, look, gotta love Goat Dad.
Yeah.
Such silly antics.
Such silly antics.
Yes, yes it is. The modern equivalent of Mozart and Beethoven's love
The
child.
question is it their hate love child, or is it their, like, love child? Is this, like,
Well, if
is it
Mozart
like,
hadn't died before
Clotted cream?
Beethoven could study with him, then maybe they would have been in a kismesis.
It's true. You know, the question is it clotted cream good? Like, is it pure and delicious? Because, my gosh, clotted cream is delicious.
It's clotted cream
Right.
that's been left out in the sun for 4 hours.
That might actually improve it, TBH. Then it's just cottage cheese at that point.
Alright, let's make this spot a little. We can scoosh in a little more. So
What have I started? No problemo. Okay. So,
Alright, let's start volume 15.
Woo! Your trolls.
Dude, you're almost done. 15's there, the end is there.
No!
But you're gonna actually feel things when you get to the Doc Scratch ending.
Okay.
You walk with a purpose. You don't really have a purpose, aside from friendship, of course, but you know these streets pretty well by this point, so you can at least strut like you've got one.
Heh.
You want to start with Stoner Art Guy or Baby?
Yo, I do a mean stoner art guy, so...
Alright, you can... Do you want to voice Sharon?
Yes.
Sure. You can voice him. Actually, you know what? You think you've had... wait a second. But I kind of want you guys to do Kondaja. Or we could do Kondaja.
What's
Koniel and Azdaja.
Is that what's in this one?
Yeah.
I think Zach could actually do a very good stoner one, so we should just do Koniel and Kondaja. Do you want
you do Azdaja because I feel like you can do the nerd voice.
Okay, should I do the he's the Dragon Ball Z equivalent nerd.
Okay.
It's really funny. And Koniel is his like kind of like is his like this girl
meathead punching girl.
Yes, it's either and they're very confused whether they're an actual like boyfriend girlfriend couple or just very good friends. It's really funny.
Or they vacillate to hate in this one too.
It's just they're kind of like, wait, what are we to each other? And they're just like, I don't know. What do you think? It's like, I don't know. What do you think? It's going back and forth, being like, well, it's because like, what does Astasha think they are?
Azdaja thinks they're pale. Azdaja thinks they're Moirels.
Okay, so Astasha thinks they're just very, very good friends, and Koniel thinks they're like dating. And Koniel's like this, like is like the equivalent of Jasper, like from Steven Universe.
That's her canon voice.
She's this very like buff, like head first girl that's not smart at all. So she's just kind of like.
This is just one of those animes where there's like constant misunderstandings, and then the final episode, there's a
really funny.
Okay.
It's good stuff. Okay, but like, yeah, Stoner guy. Do you want me to be the narrator for this one, or?
I can narrate this one, and then you can narrate. Oh, who does a good cute voice? Who here would rather do Wanchi?
Don't go around. It'd be really funny if Zach did Wanchi, but I think he'd do a better Stoner one, and also like he'd be doing two trolls. What if I did the narrator for that one and you did Wanchi?
Okay, and then you can do Linera. I feel like you can do Linera.
Oh yes, I could be pro.
Yes. So you're narrate. So I'll narrate this one. Actually, you know what? You think you've had it up to here with friendship. You're sure you'll be back on your regular friend-making bullshit later, but today is just one of those days. A curl up under the blankets with your favorite show kind of day. Leave your phone on silent and say nothing to no one sort of day. And honestly, you've watched a friend almost die of poisoning and gazed upon the juggalo afterlife. You think you've more than earned a day, or night, rather, of respite like this. So just for today, you turn your back on this new swath of Alternian city you were considering walking through, and head back to ye old hideout. No explorations now, only bed. You drag yourself up the scaffolding to your hidey hole. More than anything, more than binging on media or relaxing amidst peace and quiet, you want to take a nice long nap. So you spill yourself into the little pile of bedding, pillows, and various pieces of clothing you've managed to throw together and settle in. As soon as your body touches it, you're out like a light. But it isn't very long until you're awake again, and not because your body is rousing itself after sufficient slumber, but because of a persistent scrabbling sound. A persistent scrabbling sound that's followed by a loud thunk. Typically, that wouldn't be enough to get you up. You're a pretty heavy sleeper, but the noise is accompanied by the nagging sensation that whatever is making that noise is in the room with you. And that has you bolting upright. You must have woken up in the middle of your REM cycle because you feel like a mummy rising out of the crypt. Is this real life? Or is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Your brain struggles to make sense of your surroundings through the fog of residual sleepiness that's still settled over you as you stumble to your feet. Eventually, you're able to discern that the noise is coming from behind and above you, around where the ceiling is. What the hell? Is there a raccoon crawling in the vents? Does Alternia even have raccoons? If it does, you're pretty sure you wouldn't want to meet one, but you can't exactly leave it in your living space either. You get up to investigate. The noise isn't coming from the ceiling like you thought, but from the platform that's been shoved unceremoniously to the back of the watchtower. There's a large object in front of it that wasn't there before. A giant curved lens that could have only come from the hole that is now in the side of the platform structure. Maybe this was an old telescope or a camera that the Condis once used for surveillance? The scrabbling continues. It's coming from within the structure. You're not eager for whatever it is in there to come jumping out at you as soon as you stick your head inside, but oops, you steel your nerves and hoist yourself up.
So wait, what is this?
Something is in your house.
So is this like the giant telescope part of your house?
Yeah, there's now a giant telescope part of your house.
Okay, that's convenient for this story arc.
Well, it was a former watchtower.
Oh, right.
You find yourself face to face with not some weird animal or bug, but a troll. This is a bona fide friend opportunity. It's practically fallen in your lap, but you find yourself unexpectedly ornery about it. You would think that you would expect some privacy in your own home, or, well, the place you've adopted as a home in Alternia anyway. But apparently not. Just a little loud. Even when you've decided that you aren't in a friending mood, the universe goes, yeeting new friends into your path anyway. Can't you go a day on this planet without dancing the whole friendship jig? It quickly becomes obvious that this mysterious stranger isn't going to offer you any more than enigmatic gazing into the middle distance. What exactly were they doing in your hideout, you ask? If they were thinking about moving in, they could have at least asked you first. You're the current occupant, after all.
I don't want to move in. I already have a hive. I came up here for that.
They point past you. You can only assume they're referring to the giant lens you'd seen on the floor. Well, if they'd gotten what they came for, why are they still hanging out in the platform's innards like this?
I'm stuck.
Are people saying stuff in the chat?
Big
Sundier. Don't think that's how you spell Sundier. Sundier. Close enough, huh? I'm stuck. And they didn't try calling for help?
I didn't notice you. Wherever you came from. I didn't think anyone else was here.
Would they perhaps like some help?
Yeah. Maybe.
As you hop down from the platform, you find your eye draining from you as much like flesh juice from a pimple.
Ew!
It's difficult. You know those videos are satisfying.
Yep.
No, they're pretty gross.
Flesh juice. It's just saying it out loud. It's like saying the word moist. It's like when you hear like when you say it yourself, it doesn't seem bad, but then when you hear someone else say it, you're just
moist.
Oh, the shivers. Not the good kind. What do you all think? You agree with me, right?
That flesh juice is gross.
Saying that and moist out loud by hearing it from someone else. And when you say it yourself, it's cool.
Fucking nailed that word. What word?
Tsundere.
Tsundere.
Oh,
Except
okay.
they...
Wait, who's the Tsundere? Is it Hat Boy or is it...
The MC is being Tsundere right now.
Fair. By the way, your
It's
stoner
high-key
voice
gross.
is very good.
Oh,
Yes.
thanks.
Thank you! Agreed. Lovelace knows where it's at.
Let's... where are we? Flesh juice from a pimple. It's difficult to stay angry upon witnessing what's possibly the most pathetic burglary attempt ever, and that's counting your little fiasco with your ship. After walking around to see the other side of the platform, you can see the troll's booted legs sticking out from a gap in the structure. Looks much too narrow for anyone to crawl through, and yet that's exactly what they must have done in order to push the lens out from behind. You yell that you're gonna try and pull them out. You hear a faint muttered, okay, and reach up to grab them around the waist, pulling hard. Takes a couple of tries, but with one last particularly hard tug, you're finally able to pull them free. Why do I keep burping? They tumble down on top of you.
Thanks. For getting me unstuck. And breaking my thaw.
You didn't really do that
I'm
part
so
on
high,
purpose.
I can't even speak the words right. Yay.
But you're glad they appreciated it, you guess. They seem pretty content to continue lying on top of you, actually, but they're heavy, so you wriggle out from underneath them like an earwig from under a rock and clamber to your feet. You nod at the lens. That's what they want, huh? The troll sits up, crossing their legs. You can see them more clearly now that they aren't sequestered inside the platform, although their face is obscured a little by their shaggy hair and floppy, wide-brimmed hat. They look about as sleepy as you felt earlier. As sleepy as you're in danger of feeling again, in fact. Their voice is slow and regular like a metronome dunked in molasses, that it almost threatens to send you right back to bed.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. So... Huh? Can I have it?
You swear you can feel your friend-making juices start circulating through your body again with a vengeance after their little sabbatical. You're not really sure what came over you before. Turned down the chance to make a new friend? You? Ha! Wow! Who kidnapped you and replaced you with a total stranger for a few hours there? You tell the troll of course they can have the lens. It's not like you're doing anything with it, or like, it's even yours to begin with. It was just abandoned here with the rest of this broken down tech. Curiously, you ask what they want it for. Are they building something? Perhaps they're an engineer of some sort?
No. Climbing all the way up here. Just for some building material. Would be pretty dumb. I want to use it for
Fun fact, the background music for this one was written by Toby Fox.
Oh, cool.
This music's so
It's
calm.
so chill.
It's making me sleepy.
That's the point. I'm
That's the
pretty
idea.
sure I fell asleep during his route the first time because I was very drunk when it came out. There were a couple routes that I was very drunk playing. It was this one and Marvis's, and I fell asleep during both of them. Somehow I fell asleep during Marvis's route. I woke up early so I could play it the next day.
Drunk and not high though? Disappointing.
Yeah, it was Ellie's party, the one that got busted.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was,
That was-
yeah, we had a party get busted.
Oh, yeah.
And immediately after getting busted, of course, the first thing I do is play Friendsim.
Oh yeah, no. And I answered the police after I had 2 glasses of jungle
Yeah,
juice.
she
we
was
told
drunk.
You not to.
I was sober, but I'm too scared of the police to go talk to them. No, it wasn't the police, it was the RA. I'm too scared of the RA to go talk to them.
She's very nice.
She busted us.
Grab juice.
The word juice next to any word without context is gross. For example, foot juice, grape juice, grub juice. Minus foodstuffs, though. Grub juice sounds kind of good. Well, but you have to remember it's made of chopped up babies.
The babies are called grubs in this world.
Oh, okay.
And they produce like bugs for some reason.
They are bugs. Trolls are just big bugs, but like human-looking bugs.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's also cool. But they still have candy corn horns.
Well, I mean, they're aliens. Do we really need to explain if you start explaining every part of their anatomy, then you get the troll titties makes the silk theory.
It's true. On the bright side, at least they don't worry about dentistry. All their teeth are always pretty good. Even though this guy had like a random upper tooth.
Theodros, you are correct.
I thought
You've
the
made
titties were
everything.
weapons.
The titties probably are weapons. Oh, well, the titties are just because Andrew Hussey is a man that wanted to look at titties, but like, they could also be weapons.
I still vote like sacks of venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 episodes in a row we talk about troll titties.
I mean, what else are we supposed to talk about?
I don't know. Neither of the trolls we have this week have titties, so
It's true.
because Wanchi's too baby to have titties.
Not yet. Yeah, at least maybe she is wearing a lot of sweaters.
Huh, you look at the lens again skeptically. It's a cool lens, you suppose, but it mostly just looks exactly what it is. A hunk of junk. They want to make art out of this. Their work must be pretty,
I vote weird.
You vote right.
Hey. Ha ha ha. Yeah.
The two of you alternate between looking at the lens and looking at each other for a while.
Dude, defend your art.
Usually over the course of making a new friend, they usually would have asked you to do something by now, or presented you with some sort of choice between 2 potential courses of action. Is there anything they'd like to do now that they've retrieved their art materials? Guess it's all on you then. They probably want to take the lens back to their hive. Right?
I would, but I'm tired.
Sharon is so relatable.
I'm hungry. Foraging for garbage takes a lot of energy. And I used the last of it climbing up here. I don't think I'll be able to carry it by myself.
They really didn't think this whole junk heist thing through very well, did they? But would you... Oof. Allergies. Allergies are a bitch. But would you look at that? This is an excellent time to make a suggestion. What do you want to do?
Let's help them carry it.
Nah, I don't need no help carrying my trash. Get out of here. You do that? Make sure you're careful with it.
Of course, of course. You'll treat it with all the delicacy of an egg and spoon race.
I don't know what that is.
Carrying it to the watchtower's entrance is easy enough. Maneuvering down the cliff face is more complicated. You manage by holding it between you as you navigate from foothold to foothold. When you reach the bottom, the troll looks like they're ready to sit down again, right there in the brush, but you urge them on. Resting in their hive will probably be much more comfortable.
That's the wrong way.
Sheepishly, you whirl back around from the random direction you were about to stride towards and follow them instead. With them leading the way, you are bringing up the rear. The two of you shamble along the path with all the easy grace of 2 people in a horse's costume, but you make it to your new companion's hive much quicker than you would have expected. They come to a stop in front of the entrance to a cave in another cliffside. If this is their place, it isn't very far from yours at all. You're surprised you haven't run into them until now. They're practically a neighbor.
I've seen you around before. You're pretty hard to miss.
Really? They should have said hi and introduced themselves. The two of you could have been hanging out all this time.
Didn't feel like it.
Fair. Relatable.
So valid.
Besides, I was busy.
With more of the scavenging and art business, you guess? Oh well, you're getting to know each other now, which is what's important. Speaking of, you've been talking and walking along, and you haven't actually exchanged names yet. How remiss of you. Usually you would have gotten introductions out of the way from the moment they broke into your hideout, but it's been an odd sort of night.
That's okay. I'm Sharon. Now come on, let's go inside.
They pull you and the lens forward. They didn't ask your name in return, but you managed to bumblingly introduce yourself as you lurch along into their hive. At home on Earth, you had a thing about garages. You thought it was interesting to scope the sort of stuff people ended up accumulating. You've seen some real gems in your day. A collection of singing and dancing novelty plant figurines, a small army of Furbies without any fur, the beat-up remains of some kind of cat mascot costume.
It's a cool cat.
Oh no.
Somebody beat up Cool Cat and kept him in their garage.
It's Cool Cat. Da-da-da-da. Cool Cat.
Likes those dancing plays.
The inside of Charon's hive is as if every single weird garage you've ever seen converged to exist simultaneously in the same cave. The platonic ideal of garages. It's hard to believe that someone lives here. If you look closer, though, you begin to notice homey comforts tucked along the metal junkyard scraps and broken furniture piled along the floors, and all the way up the craggy cave walls. A raccoon sits on a ledge on one wall, and you think that's a kitchen cabinet wedged into another?
So, what do you think?
It's pretty cozy, you say, giving them a double thumbs up. The stalactites are a nice touch.
I meant about my art.
Oh, the art, of course. You cast around desperately. Charon's hive is such a jumble of miscellany that it's impossible for you to figure out which of it are art materials, which are finished artworks, and which are Charon's actual belongings. That's a pretty gnarly looking skull over there with leaves in the eye sockets. The angle at which the umbrella sticks out of that lawn chair is really, compelling? You settle on a purple object in a corner that looks more like a traditional sculpture than a bunch of household items stuck together. Those curves, that amaranthine hue, such an inspiring piece. Charon looks at you strangely.
That's just the loud gaper.
The load gaper, that's what they call the toilet.
Oh, okay. You don't know much about art, do you?
Busted. No, you really don't. Rumela had taught you the importance of giving the people what they want, and Amicia had taught you the importance of putting a tarp down before lopping off a head so paint doesn't get all over the floor. But you hadn't learned very much about actually creating art from them. As you gaze around the cave again, you find that you really want to understand. Clearly, this is something that's important to Charon, otherwise, why would they spend the majority of their time on it? You too wish to experience the marvels of the creative process, if only there were a way for you to learn.
Is that a troll? There.
Yeah, it's just some guy hiding in the corner.
Okay.
Either that or that's like a painting. No, it's a guy hiding in the corner. He just sort of stole
He doesn't give a fuck.
They stole a guy and they're gonna make art with it.
Yeah. If you want to that badly, you could make something out of what I've collected.
Really? But they must have worked so hard to find all this. Is it really fine for you to just dick around with it? You're surprised to see that Charon looks pleased at what you're saying. It's maybe the most expressive you've seen them since you met.
All art is dicking around.
That's accurate.
Looks like you're already starting to get it. You smile proudly.
And anyway, if you make something sucky,
They shrug their shoulders.
I can just take it apart again and reuse it for separate components to make something else.
Your smile flags a little.
Where do you want to start?
You rub your chin thoughtfully, wandering over to the lawn chair with the umbrella in it. A pile of fabric is stacked on top. You rifle through it until you find some colors you like. Then you walk across to the other side of Charon's hive, searching for other items you might be able to use. Sharon doesn't offer much in terms of guidance, aside from cautioning you away from a couple objects that are actually finished artworks. Whoops. You end up with an armful of knickknacks that you put down in front of what is now a lamppost, but will soon be your canvas of choice. Then you get to work. The fabric, you twirl all around the post. You tie the smaller objects, a snow globe, an old boot, a fancy Santa, onto it with a string. On top, you perch a rubber Walmart goose that makes a majestically horrible noise when pressed.
Wait, like Alternia has Walmart?
I guess? Well, if you think about... No. If you remove...
It's everywhere, Zach.
Yeah, Walmart's taking over the world.
If you remove one of the letters, it's a valid troll name. But nah. Walmat. That would be a valid troll name.
I actually kind of dig it. Walmat the troll.
As your art piece comes together under your hands, you take a few steps back every now and then to appraise it from further away, making adjustments wherever you find something you're not happy with. Finally, it's complete. You turn to ask Sharon's opinion, newly flushed with pride and adrenaline from having successfully made a thing. Oh, they don't look very impressed. Your face falls. What's wrong? Did you use too much orange? Were the scattered loosest teeth a little too out there?
Listen, you're overthinking this, man. Just do what feels right.
You frown. Don't think at all then? Let your instincts drive you?
Thinking a little is probably good too.
Okay. Don't overthink it, but don't abandon rational thought altogether. Let your feelings guide you, but not completely. Pretty vague, but sure. You'll give it another shot. You strip the lamppost back down. This time, you don't spend too long regarding it at all in its nude metal glory. You begin working immediately, whipping around Sharon's hive in a flurry of cave dust and determination, grabbing things as soon as you lay eyes on them. Sharon looks more and more fascinated the longer you're at it. It's not long until their eyes are positively gleaming. Soon they're taking step after tentative step towards you, as if drawn to you by the sheer force of your artistic energies. They look like they might want to join in, actually.
Is that okay? I see what you're going for, I think. You vibe got me all, inspired.
Of course, the more the merrier. You'd love to see what the two of you can create together. With a barely there smile, Sharon plants a traffic cone at the base of the lamppost with great aplomb, and you're off. It's all a blur after that. The two of you move in unison like you're co-piloting a Jaeger, except instead of a giant robot, you're steering feverish creativity-propelled fugue state.
What's a Jaeger?
Like a mecha, like a Japanese mecha thing.
Oh, those are fine.
Wow, I think we're almost done.
You stand back from your newly forged pile of bric-a-brac, mopping the sweat from your brow. They're right, you're almost finished. Almost. You need to add the finishing touch, the pièce de résistance, and you know just the thing. With great conviction, you pick up a box from the floor, tearing it open so that its contents fall all over your sculpture.
Oh no. My...
Polysaccharous slabs.
Okay, yeah.
They're crackers.
How do you say?
Polysacchariferous.
Polysacchariferous. My polysacchariferous sloth.
You freeze. Were those cooking ingredients? You seem to have gotten carried away. You start apologizing, but Sharon's already waving your words away.
It's fine. It looks better like this. Too good to waste as food. Anyway, I can find other things to eat.
He eats they eat worms.
Okay.
That's like their thing. Although it was mentioned once in their introduction card thing, and not at all in their Friendsim, and then in the next Friendsim, there's a worm mentioned twice, and the fandom got so mad that Sharon didn't eat any worms canonically.
I could see him being vegetarian.
I don't think worms count as a vegetable. I mean, maybe worms do count as a vegetable in a world of cannibalism.
Yeah.
You both regard your creation, heaving for breath. You're done! As exhausted as you are, a wonderful calm settles over you as you admire the result of your hard work.
It's... beautiful.
It really, really is. You don't know how, because you don't think you'd actually done anything different compared to your first try. Maybe you just got lucky? But regardless of exactly how it came about, this is one of the most bizarrely sublime things you think you've ever laid eyes on in your life. And the longer you stare at it, the more layers and depth reveal themselves to you, like the petals of a newly bloomed flower opening to the sunlight of spring. Abruptly, Irresistibly, you feel yourself gripped in the throes of profound new knowledge. Charon's artworks are pointless and weird, but perhaps that's what gives them their charm. In such an uncertain and violent world, where troll calls troll, and where you might be trapped in an endless Sisyphean journey across the planet in search of new friends, for a brief moment, you can have this. You can stand here, awash, in appreciative what the fuck at this masterpiece you've crafted out of a bunch of other people's trash, marveling at how you've birthed something greater than yourself. Sometimes, trash can be beautiful. Aw, you think I'm beautiful.
Homestuck loves you, Anna.
You think you understand now. Well, then again, every Homestuck fan is trash. This is what Charon must have been endeavoring to teach you. You beam at them, glowing with the joy of your discovery.
Yeah, sure. If you say so.
Where are we going?
Yeah, I don't really know. The end card is sort of wrong here.
Yo, new favorite character. This guy's awesome. I love him.
What do people say?
Glub glub.
What was the last one? Oh, the juice. Those swords are just evolved antenna. Huh, that makes sense. It's a good theory. I want to take a moment to realize that all these trolls are dead in the next 7 sweeps. That is completely accurate. Yeah, every single one of these trolls will die.
Oh,
really?
That's sad.
I was telling you, this is a prequel to Homestuck. So if the world, if the troll world is destroyed in Homestuck, then everybody is dead.
Oh yeah, but like, well, I guess when you think about it, everyone does die in the long run. But yeah.
But like, it's sad because these people aren't gonna survive until they're just never gonna live past the early 20s.
Wait, does Goat Dad live?
The Lucis,
the goat, the entire planet is destroyed.
Oh.
Goat Dad died.
Rip Goat Dad.
Rip Goat.
The thing about Troll Walmart is it's exactly the same thing as Human Walmart. It's a combat zone. Yeah.
Black Friday is also a thing.
It's Valentine's Day for Kismassies. And none of them know what Friday is, but it's not important. Well, I prefer to be called garbage. I forgot the vast. Yeah. Well, they don't know what the vast glove is. Yeah, everybody does. The entire Alternian universe does.
And they call it the vast glove like they're chugging a soda?
No, glug. not like a big glug, but like glub. It's because it's caused by, so the Condis, her Lucis, is a fucking sea monster. Like an enormous eldritch sea monster that lives under the ocean. And if it gets upset, it starts to scream. And when it screams kill people. And if it screams loud enough, every troll in the universe dies.
That's unfortunate.
So yeah, everyone's dead.
Even herself?
Except for herself. Everyone except Fuchsia's die.
She like stubs her toe. Like that's really a bad way for the universe to keep in check.
I mean, I don't think.
Or she's watching
the
Dragon Ball Z and she starts like getting into it.
Cthulhu be damned. Yeah, nothing's worse than glib glib. How do you pronounce glib glib? I never pronounce it right. But yeah, that's the Eldritch.
Alrighty.
Oh, now
bad ending now. Bad. No.
Kondaja though. Etc. Etc.
Ready for a bad ending with your new favorite troll?
Oh no. I hope you'll be okay.
If you say interesting, they get mad.
Wait, like.
Oh, why?
Because it's like, oh, that's what you say. That's what people say when they don't understand.
Oh, okay.
Sure, this giant lens is pretty neat, but there's probably plenty of other cool stuff they could use that wouldn't be such a pain to move. Your new friend considers this, scratching their cheek.
There is one place that I go to a lot for material.
You nod. Maybe the two of you could go there then. You could help. You'll even graciously hold on to the lens for them so they can come get it some other time.
Okay. I would have come back for it. Even if you hadn't said anything.
They take you to a garbage dump.
What the heck?
So a lot more colorful than the other garbage dump we were at.
It's hurting. It looks like a Sesame Street scene.
I think Poinko drew this one. Yeah, I think Poinko did all the backgrounds.
It's very interesting.
Or a river, to be completely accurate, that has plenty of garbage washed up on its shore. Something about the strength and direction of the river's current seemed to pull in the waste that's been dumped into it, concentrating the debris on this muddy patch of land.
Oh, please like, what is the sky? So there's the
Honestly,
river. There's like the weird fish.
I don't know if this is sky, because there are no blue skies on Alternia.
Oh, I get it. It's a cliff, because that's the cliffside. There's the rock, and there's more water. Water.
Yeah.
Seems like a little land island.
You're not sure what you expected, really. You had fleeting thoughts of a gleaming art supply store, but they did intimate that they worked primarily with garbage.
Here we are. Better not tell anyone about this place. It's a real treasure trove.
They nail you with another intense stare. No, you say, of course not. Their trash haven is safe with you. Satisfied, they pull up the bandana sitting around their neck to cover their nose and mouth. Looks like they're ready to get to work.
Is that like a cat face?
Yeah. Because all the olive trolls are based around cats.
That's adorable. Love it.
You're not sure what you should be looking for, though. Most more discarded computer equipment, or are they in more of a toilet paper roll and yogurt cup kind of mood?
They spelled yogurt wrong. There's no H in yogurt.
That's the British way. Actually, who wrote this route? I'm curious.
Yeah, actually, you're right. That is the British way, but that doesn't. But still. Sorry, I apologize. That is a correct spelling of yogurt. It's just a version of spelling it that ticks me off.
Kieran Miranda. Is Kieran Miranda British?
If you see anything, just shout.
Now that they mention it, you never got their name.
I'm Sharon. You have
Chitter.
You could follow me.
They hold out their hand for your palm husk. You hand it to them, and they fiddle with it for a second before returning it to you and traipsing off. A little clicking around reveals that they're now in your Chitter following list, but also that they've taken the liberty of downloading a new app. An app with a purple-pink camera icon, and okay, you recognize this one as well, except on Alternia, it's apparently called Pincer Spam. I think it's Instagram? Troll Instagram. Searching their Chitter handle leads you to their account on here too. At least, you think it's their account. It's hard to tell from the profile picture, which is a blurry shot of one of their horns and the brim of their hat. Most of what you can see is sky. Maybe skimming their account will give you a better idea of their aesthetic? You've scrolled through photographs that are similarly enigmatic. An intense close-up of a sewer drain lid, the curve of a piece of ceramic, a Purby sniffing the camera.
Oh, cat.
They've got a kitty, Lucis! Probably. Don't see a lot of the Luci. They've got quite the number of followers, despite the fact that nobody seems to know who they are and that they never reply to comments. You've got a friend in common too. User Sarava Streams for Sweeps has liked a slew of their most recent posts. None of this is very helpful. You also realize that you're standing here stalking your new friend on your phone like a creep and you could just, go talk to them some more. So you hurry off after them. By the time you catch up, they're squinting at something.
What's that over there?
You follow their gaze. It's a hideout of some kind, a small cave tucked into the rock. The two of you approach it curiously. Charon stoops to peer at something on the ground near its entrance, but you decide to venture further in. You think you might hear voices, and their sources become apparent once you've taken a few steps inside.
Is that you?
Yeah,
Ready for a nerd voice?
Who goes there?
That's not a nerd.
It's not that nerdy.
Oh, wait. Who
Think
goes
outfits.
there?
just I've never watched Dragon Ball Z. What does Vegeta's voice sound like?
Okay.
Vegeta. That's not nerd. Vegeta's not a nerd.
But
Who goes there?
This is like Troll Vegeta. That's what people call him.
Maybe I should do like Mojo Jojo. Like, who goes there? Reveal yourself. Oh, it's just you. Back for round 2. The likelihood of this battle's outcome being anything other than me kicking your ass is exactly 0. Typically, this would be a massive waste of my time.
I love how you're doing the hand motion.
That has to do hand motion.
I feel though when I voice certain characters, I have to do like the hand motion.
It gets me into the zone. But luckily for you, I have nothing better to do.
Azdaja surges forward, presumably to attack you, but any air of intimidation his little speech might have had is quickly diffused by Conil grabbing him firmly by the back of his coat and yanking him back. Dasha, don't be rude! Azdaja shrugs Conil's hand away. The quiet sizzle of psionics is like the hiss of a pissed-off cat.
This, dear Conil, is merely smack talk. As a price among my cast, rudeness is simply not a part of my repertoire.
Conil just snorts. Well, then stop being a strife-hungry dick! My friend is delicate, okay? You protest that you weren't at all as delicate as the last time you'd run into each other. You've seen some shit. Osdaja's sparkly sign nonsense doesn't scare you anymore. The two of them are too focused on each other to pay attention to you.
You telling me not to fight for once is pretty rich.
Don't you think I feel the same as you? It's been too long since I've had someone to punch. Whose bright idea was it in the first place? To hole up here in a trash dump for days.
I've told you over and over again that we are here because our quarry is somewhere close. Is that a better one? Like
I want to hear people's.
No, I want to hear
people's opinions.
The gruff. Like both of you doing a gruff.
Make him sound like Yugi.
Like Yugi. Oh man, Yugi.
I've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. Wait. Is this like This is important. Is this like Pharaoh Yugi or like baby nerd Yugi?
I would think Pharaoh Yugi. It's in the cards.
Yes, it's in the cards. It's time to. Oh my gosh.
Face the wrath of my strongest card. Blue Eyes White Dragon.
That's Kaiba. You have to do like a black magician.
Oh, that's Kaiba.
I love how it's
Black magician.
No, dark magician. Oh, the Pharaoh. Ooh. Can I do the Pharaoh?
Do whatever you want.
Okay. We just have to. Oh man, I can't do it. I like my nerd one better.
Do that.
Yeah, I liked your Vegeta-esque one.
We just have to figure out exactly where. It's a perfectly rational plan. You would see that if you just think for a second.
Yikes. You thought that maybe you could have a nice three-way friend reunion, but they're too busy squabbling. Meanwhile, where'd Charon gotten off to? You slink away from the escalating sniping, looking around for them. You're not entirely surprised when you find them hunched over some object on the ground, poking it. You know these two, and, oh, I have to sneeze. Why is my nose, like, just hold on.
Man, it sounds hard in the voice.
You know these two, you say in a stage whisper, pointing in Conil and Osdaja's direction. You can introduce them once there's not quite so much yelling going on. Charon pulls down their bandana to answer.
No thanks.
Valid.
I found something more interesting over here.
They gesture at the object.
This is a great find. I've never seen anything like it. I can make something out of this.
You take a proper look at the object. It appears to be a miniature satellite dish with a few pipe cleaners sticking out of it. Unlike all this other stuff out here, though, this object is moving. The dish is rotating while a few lights glimmer softly at its base. You are pretty sure this isn't trash, and weren't Conil and Osdaja just discussing tracking someone? Whatever this is probably belongs to them.
Yeah. That's why you gotta distract them. So I can nab it.
Okay, this is no longer scavenging. This is straight up thievery. You glance at Conil and Osdaja again. They're so preoccupied with arguing with each other that they haven't even looked your way. But once they realize the tracker's missing, they'll probably decide to go after Charon to get it back.
If that happens, stall. So I can get away.
This is such a bad plan.
This doesn't sit right with you. You don't want to screw your other two friends over. And the energy between them is so weird right now. The verbal sparring looks about a hair's breadth away from turning into physical sparring. But they also kind of look like they want to make out. Whatever's going on, you don't want to be caught in the middle of it. That, however, sounds exactly like what Charon wants you to do.
I'll make it up to you. Someday.
Before you can make a decision, Charon tucks a piece of tech under their arm. They take a running leap towards a fence that sections off this gross trash shore from the woods, vaulting over it again in an impressive display of athletic prowess. You cringe. Charon is really leaving you in a lurch here. This is so not the kind of thing a good friend would do. But then, maybe you were never really friends in the first place? And here you are, acting as the auspice between those two
That's
fucking.
a bad ending? That doesn't seem that bad. Seems like he gets away with what he wants.
Oh, he gets what he wants, but you don't get a friend.
Oh.
So they get what they want, but we don't get what we want.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Aw.
So he doesn't be your friend after you helped him out? Maybe?
Yeah, nah.
I mean, fair enough.
I just realized maybe Asasha should be like, I told you!
Sneezing intensifies, yeah. Worst end is auspicism, yep.
We have to, da 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 da.
He implied he's a prince of mine. Honestly, he probably would be a prince of mine. Well, also his, troll call card said Prince of the Mustard Bloods. Because he's a fucking arrogant asshole.
I'm a major space Madus. Sneezing
Knight of
intensifies.
Lightyear. Coniel is actually my sign, which is like, why do I have the sign with the probably the dumbest female troll?
It's fine.
Like, she doesn't feel like a light player.
Well, she's nice when she likes you.
Well, yeah, but like light player, I was telling you about the signs. Like light is knowledge and luck.
Well, maybe it's the idea being like she's so against it, but she's really lucky.
What if she's a prince of light? She's a destroyer of knowledge. I could see that.
Ooh, that makes sense. It's another complicated homestuck.
Oh, okay.
Everyone has like an aspect that they embody in some way. They don't always embody it. It's like D&D classes.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
And mine is light, hers is hope. There's like
What's mine?
you have to take an official test. It's like to find your extended zodiac.
Okay.
What's your zodiac sign?
I think it was like
When are
a
you
fox.
born? No, that's Chinese.
I think you're probably Gemini because you're a week after mine, but you're
Gemini.
still within the 22nd.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, wait, no, if you're the 22nd, you might be a Cancer. You're a line blood.
Oh wait, that's right. I do remember this. I'm a Cancer. Yes.
You were murdered. You're part of the cast that was completely murdered.
All right, I'm dead.
Yeah, but
Yay!
apparently you can
Dead,
also
dead.
be a prophet because apparently you're very good with talking to people that are higher up than you. So you're very good at brown nosing.
Yeah.
According to troll lore.
Troll lore is wrong. That's not me.
Light deals with relevance, huh? Didn't think of that. The spotlight. Oh, of course, Vriska. Duh. Yeah, I can see Coniel wanting to be in the spotlight. You're so far out. You should.
Sorry.
Your
I
head's
want to make sure everyone gets in.
You're good. We're all enough, right?
All right. Want to do Wanchi now?
Let's do Wanchi.
Actually, I'm going to take an allergy pill first.
Okay.
You can start reading it while I get a pill.
All right, I'm narrating.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'll be Wanchi while you do it.
I'll be Wanchi. You can be Lanera.
Okay. What's Lanera's character?
Pearl from Steven Universe.
Pearl?
And
Okay.
including the obsession with Rose. In this case, it's Branya.
All right. This is gonna be really fun then.
Oh my gosh, yes, please. I'm so excited to hear your Pearl voice. All right. Hey, now that you've gone and thought about the concept of purpose, you might as well make one up for yourself. You turn your walk toward the book hive. A handful of your friends hangs out in there, and there are a few rooms that are generally pretty danger-free, so why not? It's a little difficult to make yourself walk past the spookier rooms, but you manage to avoid the siren song of the brain room once more. Your destination tonight is the room you usually watch your teal friends do homework in. It's understandable, after your office experience with Torona, why this is their neutral meeting ground. Unfortunately, a casual stroll through the stacks uncovers no friends at all. Damn. You consider trying out a higher stakes locale when, wait! You see a shoe peeking out from one of the bigger hexagonal book hole things. Shelves? It really doesn't maximize space to have shelves shaped like that. Whatever! If you get caught up in trying to make paltry shit like troll bookshelves make sense, you'll drive yourself to madness before you can figure out if this shoe belongs to someone you know. You walk toward it, and the shoe's revealed to be on the strut pod.
Oh, listen to that. The neighbors are playing their bass.
The strut pod of a troll whose head is barely peeking out over a book. And nope, not a jade, but not one of your friends. A jade, but not one of your friends. Whoever it is curls up smaller in the hexagon, burying her face deeper into the scribbled journal of a kobold wiggler.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Scribble Journal
Back to
of a
that.
Colorful Quickler. Okay. I've actually never read those.
Neither did I.
Where they tell us your life story with these in front of a bunch of people.
So, yeah, like I read it when I was like a lot younger. I think like 10. I picked up the book, and I thought it was good. You know, the main character though, he's like a total asshole. Like the author, he went for this whole relatable thing with him, but no, like he's a sociopath. Just the shit that he does.
I can
And
feel.
they made movies too, and so those were all right.
Joe, I've not seen the movies yet, although I do see like the balloons they have during the Macy's Day Parade.
Yo, press 1 if you've read the books.
Yes.
Press F to pay
Press
respect.
F to pay respects to Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Lol, love it, love it, love it.
I love One Shoe's theme. It's so
Makara
pretty.
Gaming, that's actually a very good idea of like Conneal's thing with Anna. Thank you for just not saying like, well, we all know the secret reason. JK. It's not the most inviting posture, to be sure. The polite thing to do would be to keep moving, probably, but you feel a little off about that. You gently nudge your foot into hers where it still peeks out of the shelf and ask if she's okay. It'll clear your conscience, if nothing else. The book lowers.
I'm great. Just going on a journey of the imagination through some classic literature. Nothing to see here.
I can't do cute.
Wait, so this
That
world has a
sounds
Diary of
adorable.
a Wimpy Kid knockoff?
Yes.
I mean, they have Walmart.
That's awesome.
Ah, man, it's another kid. You know young trolls have to handle themselves as much as older ones. But as well acquainted as you are with the facade of pretending you're exactly where you're supposed to be, you get the feeling she's not exactly telling the truth. So you're equipped to help. Plus, it's not like you haven't befriended a few tween sweep equivalents here on turning already. You successfully didn't get murdered by Amicia, and you did a passable job befriending Torona and Karako. Though, sometimes you wake up shaking, the remnants of dreams where you failed them on loop in your brain where they... You shake the horror from your mind and try to look as non-threatening as possible. Not that it's particularly hard for you, as you speak.
What do you want to do? I'm just gonna tell you now, if you talk about Bronya, she's gonna be like, oh, you're gonna take me back to the caverns, aren't you? And then she won't be your friend. So you want to ask her.
Okay.
If she's in the brain room.
You still get the feeling she might need some help, so you ease into her. Maybe she'll open up a bit as you talk. You tell her this book hive has a huge gallery full of brains in jars if she wants to go check it out. That's awesome.
Oh, whoa, what's a brain?
Her quirk is she says, oh, well, and ooh.
Is it like
And
a-
also she has bookends on the ends of her words.
So
she's
she's
a
like-
weeb.
So
Oh,
she
yeah,
goes
she-
like
Okay.
hello, Mr.
Hello, Mr.
Kerchonk.
Mr. MC? I'll do anything.
Anything?
Anything for you, Mr. MC.
Then perish.
Her whole route is you take her to a con, like a furry con.
Nice.
So yeah, she's totally a weeb.
I want to see.
She unfolds. Oh, she's adorable.
Yeah.
She unfolds herself from her hiding spot, brushing invisible dust off her skirt as she stands up. She rocks back on her heels and cocks her head, her locks bouncing against her shoulders.
I'm Launchy. Also, I know who you are, if you were wondering. I wouldn't go wandering off with just anyone, crest for brains or not. I may be only 5.5 sweets, but I'm not stupid. Ooh woo.
She seems less afraid, but she's still got a nervous edge to her voice, so you try to be a force of calm. A real motherfucking Glade plug-in of zen, stinking up the place with your chill vibes. You walk together toward the atrium, making small talk on the way. You apologize if she made it seem like she didn't look like she belonged here. You're just not used to seeing young jades outside the caverns. She side-eyes you like she's weighing the implications of what you just said.
Okay, I see there's no use trying to fool you. I may have done a small jailbreak.
Oh? Did they have enough books in the caverns or something? Did they not have enough books in the caverns or something? She brushes you off in favor of her own question.
Of course we have books. You didn't answer me before. What's a brain?
What the heck? What's Mallet Girl?
Brains. Oh, she's just guarding the brain room.
Oh, I guess we all need those. This poor guy on the side. Oh, right. You're on the curve of the room and point in the window. Think pans.
Oh, whoa.
On her tiptoes, she peeks into the bottom of the window.
I've never seen one so up close before.
She tries the door handle, but it's still as locked as it always was. She looks at you expectantly.
Well, can we go in or what?
A surly-eyed guard starts not so subtly watching you, drumming her fingers on the handle of her mace. Ah, globes. You're trying so hard to be cool and approachable that you fucked up and forgot that this room's off limits. Taking a kid to break and enter is, well, it's pretty much par for the course, actually, but it's not what you meant to be doing. Ah, nah, you saw it. Looking only. And now you're done. Great. Time to move along.
Ugh, lame.
Wanshi doesn't pick up on the danger behind her, even with her hurried speech. You change the subject to why she broke out of the caverns, if not for more books, and start walking, hoping she'll follow you. She doesn't.
Oh, I almost forgot. Palipa and Tagari are in this one too. Do you want to do a nerd boy voice? You can totally do Tagari.
I'd rather do Pearl.
Okay, you do Tagari then.
I can try.
Oh, I was trying to get to BeastCon. It's a convention for all kinds of cool stuff, but I want to go for the Soldier Purbeast meetup. My fanfiction's pretty popular, ooh. I have a lot of fans going, and I thought maybe I could make friends with some of them. But I don't know where anything is out here, so I got lost.
She takes a breath and a step, finally, but then stops and clasps her hands together.
Oh!
The guard starts walking. You eyeball the exits all the way down the curved staircase. You can make it, but you can't just leave her here to take the fall. Wanshi keeps talking, oblivious.
Linaire is always complaining about how you're everyone's best friend and how you know so much. Do you know where the con is? Oh, whoa. We could go together.
The guard gets closer. You gotta make a decision, and fast. Take her.
Alright.
Anything to get you both out of here.
Let's see what other people are saying. S-Wake, huh?
Pick up and throw the small cherry blood that I roll like Sonic.
She, in the first bad M, if you talked about Ranya, she, like, does a Sonic roll.
I feel.
Oh, you actually like my Wanchi voice? I'm surprised.
I like your Wanji voice.
It is good.
I'm gonna throw this mod.
Ooh, oh, awaken.
Grabbing her hand, you say you know the way and make a run for the door. She whoops and scurries down the stairs behind you. A quick glance back at the guard taking her hand off her mace reassures you that you moved fast enough. Once you're around the corner from the book hive, you stop and catch your breath.
Why stop now? Lead the way, alien friend.
You wave her enthusiasm off. She's out of breath herself. She could hold her hoof beast for a minute while you locate your fucking
bearings.
While you locate your fucking bearings and think. You looked this con up earlier when Tagari and Palipa invited you. They had said it was fun, that the death toll was high enough to be interesting, low enough to be manageable, and that you'd be safe with them. Still, you chickened out. You guess changing your mind and going could be okay? You're definitely anxious about bringing Wanshi along, but it seems like she's hell-bent on attending anyway, so maybe the best thing you can do is be a responsible chaperone. Plus, none of your friends make you feel better protected than Palipa. Gorgle Maps says
It's like Google, but gory.
Nice. Gargle Maps says it's not far. Welp, you've dealt with plenty of dangerous clusterfucks before. What's more? You're a regular Giles Corey or bullshit scenarios. You're a regular Giles Corey of
I don't know who
bullshit
Giles Corey is, but
me neither. You're a general Giles Corey of bullshit scenarios. Pile those bitches on. You bow as you gesture down the sidewalk that will lead you toward the outskirts of town. Wanshi curtsies and follows your direction. That's adorable.
She is baby.
It seems like she doesn't need you to keep up with things to talk about. It seems like she doesn't need you to come up with things to talk about. She's like a chatty sunflower pulled toward the bright newness of everything she sees and chock full of commentary about all of it.
Wow, I've read all about moonlight, duh, but seeing it makes everything glow is totally different. Look at the dew on this prickle frond. If you get up close and look, you can see the reflection of your own eye and the moon's.
You do as she does, and damn if that ain't a bunch of orbs reflected back at you, floating on the curve of a purpley green meniscus. Her curiosity isn't overwhelming or draining in the slightest. You tell her it's kind of nice, actually, to meet someone else who's experiencing this place for the first time.
Yeah, the caverns are fine, but there's so much to see out here, oh well. Everyone else sneaks out. I don't know why it took me so long to try. No, actually I do. Getting in trouble sucks and I hate it. But it worked out. We are experiencing it all together.
Yeah, you can feel it. Yeah, you can feel your anxiety lifting just a little, just the part that's applicable to this particular situation. Still, that's a win. Walking and talking and taking in the night makes time pass quickly. You ask her how she ended up in the book hive to begin with.
I snuck out when Lynera was supposed to be giving me some boring jade duty lesson, but with yelling. I don't have a palm husk, so I couldn't look up the con when I was away from my husk top. I just wandered till I gave up and found the book hive.
That's a powerful nerd homing beacon she must have. Wanchi flexes. Yes, Wanchi.
You know it.
You smell what's around the corner before you see it. Having sidestepped your fair share of corpses in your travels and had your hand in creating a few more, you know how to prepare yourself. Wanchi, on the other hand, you know the brooding caverns aren't some diaper baby summer camp of innocence, but you're also not sure how much Friska Viscera.
Friska.
How much Friska was a character?
Okay.
She's the notorious character, the character in Homestuck that everybody fights over.
Alright.
But you're
How much
also,
viscera?
I'm dumb, wow. How much viscera she may or may not have seen. No matter your respective levels of gore viewing experience, you both stop short when it comes into view.
Whoa.
She takes a tentative step toward what's left of the troll and then retreats, hovering close to you. It feels like you should keep moving, like you should avert your eyes and carry on or whatever the fuck before the drones come by to clean up, but she's still staring. Her steps, when she finally takes them, are soft. She crouches down and leans in with reverent scrutiny.
It looks different, not in a jar.
That saw the brain up
This
close.
was great. This is a great route. You wonder to yourself as Wanchi shakily takes it all in, if bloodthirstiness is a trait only certain trolls are born with, or if they have it ground into them by necessity, by expectation, by entitlement, by fear. Next, because your brain is wired around itself, you wonder the same about humans. Wanchi doesn't look away for a while. You go over and put your hand on her shoulder, and she stands up and walks away with you. There's no ceremony to it. No placing the leaves over the remains. No prayer.
I don't get...
She doesn't finish her sentence. She takes your hand and pulls you back in the direction you were walking. She looks confused, like she's still trying to work out what she just saw. You guess you could have given her more time to process it, but you're not sure comprehending death is really a thing that you can just, figure out in the wilderness with an alien in one night. After a few minutes of silence, you point out the call of some flat beast, and she mimics it and smiles. Soon after, the pointy-topped tents of the con rise over the horizon. Wanchi starts running, dragging you behind her.
Oh, shit, here we come!
The little crazy look in her eye. Everyone wants her to be best friends with Torona, because a lot of her sprites look a lot like Torona's sprites.
Aww.
Oh, that's cute.
They would wreak so much fucking havoc. Her, Torona, and Amicia. Imagine them all being best friends and killing people.
Approved. She's vibrating out of her skin. You're basically doing the same, though it's less an excitement thing and more an emotional whiplash thing. Whatever, you can work with that.
Fun fact, a lot of these trolls in the background, I don't know how to make the text box go away, but a lot of the trolls in the background are the dev team.
Dev team?
The developers and the writers.
Oh,
Ixos
they all have
is
their
there.
own.
Toby Fox's, I think, is there. James Roach has one somewhere in the background. Somewhere is Poinko's. There's they're all fan trolls of
Who's the really depressed developer?
I think that was just one that someone made. I mean, the one with one leg isn't a person either, but yeah, Toby Fox is somewhere. You might end up seeing a flash of it if the thing goes away.
Cool. You attempt to dig into the new vibe as you walk up to the gates. There are vendors and artists and trolls all around. It's like some unholy combination of anime con and Renaissance fair, but with more people walking around sporting recently inflicted limbs. In an attempt not to focus on that, you look around for your other friends and ask her what she's excited to see and do here before her meetup starts. Does she want snacks? It looks like there are snacks.
Yeah, I could want some frazzled saccharine fluff candy in a bit. But yeah, there is a lot to do. Oh, whoa! There's the collar bear riding, the cosplay competition, the...
You cut her off. Doesn't she mean cosplay? There are trolls you think might be in cosplay, or maybe that's just like how some trolls dress?
Yeah, there's that too, if you don't want to get your claws too bloody.
Ah, jeez. There's the old nerves coming back. You really hope that bringing her here was okay. There are other young trolls roaming around, so you're probably good. You try not to think of the body you saw as an omen. There are bodies all over the place here in Alternia. You pull out your palm husk and consider your friends. You could message Filippo or Tagiri to see where they're at, but your thumb gravitates toward Branya's gripe profile.
Yeah, there's... Wait, no, that's not Toby Fox. Toby Fox is one that's holding a little white dog.
Right when you said you're being dumb and pocket your phone, a lot happens at once. Wanchi starts to pull you toward a dude in a utility kilt, handing out flyers. A bowel rendering sound rends well your bowels, and then a massive armored bear with huge beefy biceps hurtles through the grounds, hollering and grinding tents and congoers alike into bent, splintered pulp. What the hell?
Wanchi.
Yep, that's... Wanchi stares, frozen, at the beast rampages toward you both.
Oh no!
She whimpers and looks at you, comprehension and fear etched into her features. You did this. You brought her here. You let this happen to her, and she knows it. You picture 100 outcomes, 1,000,000. You want to work toward the end you see where you save everyone who hasn't already gotten squished, are elected grand human, and no one ever gets fucking trampled again. But there's no time for that one. Instead, you pick up Wanchi, give her a quick hug, and throw her into the closest bush. With what's left of your adrenaline-filled noodle-arm strength, you reach for the handle of a katana from a vendor's rack and hope to fuck it's not only for display. You've never felt less prepared to take something on in your life. You've never felt more sure you had to. In the end, it's no choice at all. The beast charges you, teeth bared and rainbow bloody. You hold your position, pinky and ring finger tight near the bottom of the handle like Tagiri taught you. When it leaps at you, tackling you to the ground, you bury the blade into its chest. The collar bear lays on top of you, the last of its life twitching out of it as it presses your life out of your lungs in return. Through your darkening vision and under the furry dead weight pinning you to the ground, you see her, from the edge of the woods, eyes wide and watery with understanding. Wanchi picks herself up.
Rip, squished to death by a bear.
What the hell? Bears just come out of here out of nowhere?
The bear was like part of an attraction, but it went rogue and started killing people.
Okay, I was actually excited to see them get the cotton candy, but okay.
No,
Just troll cotton candy.
What I don't get about these choices is, like, a lot of them don't seem like your fault. Like, how are we
Oh no,
supposed to...
it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like, usually, if something bad happens, it's...
Gonna miss that base chick.
What's... Her interest in blood makes me wonder if she's a rainbow drinker. Ever saw Humans Remains after... Oh, we're at this point. Oh, sorry, Nat Juno, you're joining in with the point where we're seeing some death. Oh, damn, we've lost some viewers.
No!
That's cool. We still have one more route to go, or, yeah, the good end of Wanchi.
Yay!
Where are you, fucking thing of mine? Still feel the chills sliding down my spine. Brain run. Pretend to take her.
You've heard of the con she's talking about. You were thinking of going with Tagiri and Filippo anyway, but the list of activities seemed a little too dangerous, honestly. These past few months, you've been up to your ass in close calls, and you're quite frankly like to cut back on them, including, the one your ass is currently embroiled in. You make some non-committal noises as you work out how to tell her. Wanchi crosses her arms and leans back against the brain room door, which the guard really does not like if her increased speed and her mace brandishment is any indication. Okay, you say. Let's go, right now. Your hype is contagious even though you're completely faking it. She claps and bounds behind you down the stairs. A quick tug at her wrist pulls her out of the mace's trajectory as the guard chucks it at you from above. It thuds mightily against the wall by the door, and you both make it outside unbloodied. Checking behind you to confirm you're not being followed, you don't stop running till you're both safely around the corner. Wanchi giggles through catching her breath.
Wow, that was a close one. Librarians, am I right?
She grins and takes your hands.
Can you believe we only just met and already we're having bonding hijinks? I didn't think being a friend would be so simple. I can't wait to hang out even more at the con.
Aww, her smile's a knife in your pusher. She's so excited about your budding friendship, and here you are, gutlessly hiding the fact that you have no intention of taking her from one dangerous situation to another. Maybe you would have agreed if you were in a braver mood, but you just don't know if you're up for more life or death babysitting adventures right now. What you should do probably is get her home. You don't tell her any of this, of course. Instead, you agree and then check Google Maps. The con is down the road to the left, the caverns are to the right. Leading her straight back home would be too obvious, so you take a meandering route. Or meandering? Meandering, thank you. A meandering route. Everything you pass seems to impress her. The frankly bonkers range of architecture styles, the shivery carnivorous plants, the burnt-out wreckage of someone's hive, and the flickering starlight all around. She is observing a worm crossing the sidewalk, out here exposed, all squishy and brave. A woo.
Oh, whoa.
A whoa.
See, worms are mentioned in her route, but not in Sharon's route, and people were pissed.
That's fair. She's observing a worm crossing the sidewalk, out here exposed, all squishy and brave. Ooh woo. And you point out a cool rock, eager to keep her wonderment going.
Really?
She puts a hand on her cocked hip.
You think we don't have rocks in the caverns? Try harder.
Oof! I like the sass. She rolls her eyes at you, but she's still grinning. You accept the challenge and tell her there's something she's definitely never seen up ahead.
Bring it.
Ooh. You lead the way. It's been a hot minute since you've been back over here. You're interested to see it again. Still, this side jaunt feels like you're delaying the inevitable. You know she's going to be pissed at you when she realizes you tricked her, but you can't help wanting to show off more cool stuff while you can, and you can see that wide-eyed appreciation for any tiny new thing. Oh, the spaceship. That's the ship we crashed in onto the planet.
Ah, gotcha.
What's left of your spaceship comes into view as you round the bend. There really isn't that much left to show off, but Wanchi's still into it. She runs over and starts inspecting the rubble. You wonder what happened to the freshly missing parts. Maybe Fikare has come back to scavenge some more? Shit. Fikare. You haven't talked to that guy in forever! You vow to text him later tonight, but you still feel guilty.
They mention you hanging out with Vakari again, but they don't actually bring him back. That's why I told you it was okay to skip his route, because he never comes back.
Which one is he?
The plane guy, the one who I was like,
right.
this route is kind of boring, we're skipping straight to Tagoras, because Tagoras is great.
It is great.
Actually, the guy who wrote Tagoras' route wrote this one. Lalo Hunt is the best Friendsim writer.
Agreed.
Only wrote 4 routes, but they're all excellent.
That's why they're all great. He spent so much time on them. It's hard to juggle all these beautiful friends, even with how viscerally you crave them.
How viscerally. Viscerally.
I have Vriska on the mind, apparently. I just can't get it out of my head. I'm sure you've all felt like that before, right?
Mace, go, hell yeah, whoa.
Nice. I like all the Mace fans in the chat.
Everyone loves Mace Girl.
It's hard to juggle all these beautiful friends, even with how viscerally you crave them. You want to be good for everyone, but there are so many things you can mean, and you've never stopped feeling.
Oh, fucking it clicked.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Wanchi emerges from the hole like we will never find out what we mean now.
I'm sorry.
Wanchi emerges from the hole, clambering up on top of the black metal box and waving around some inscrutable, rusty bullshit.
Oh, whoa, there's so many fiddly little parts. This was how you got here?
She observes you for a second or two, then nods her approval.
That's pretty cool.
Any old idiot can wreck a spaceship. It takes someone with brains to break out of the brooding caverns.
Well,
really
when
what
you
they're
put it
called.
that way.
Yeah, because that's where all the people are born, in the brooding caverns.
From the mother grub.
That's where the mother grub lays her brood of troll eggs,
Oh, okay.
and the jades have to take care of the mother grub and the babies.
You're
She's
completely
like-
right, Uwu.
She winks and pockets some of the pieces.
Are you ready to keep moving? I don't want to miss the meetup, and it's happening right after Horseroni jousting, which should be ending pretty soon.
You're not sure how to tell her. For some reason, Vicari won't leave your mind. Your sorry ass hasn't managed to keep up with all the friends you did earn. Maybe it's for the best that you're deciding to take her home. Her safety is more important than her liking you. You sigh and start to fess up. Even if she left here now, you're far enough from the con grounds that she'd miss it. You were afraid to go, afraid she'd run off if you didn't stick with her, afraid of not knowing what to do next.
What? You made me miss my one chance to do something fun for a change? Just because you're too much of a scary perbeast to go to a fun nerd party?
It wasn't just that. You also wanted to keep her safe, to take her home.
Face.
She stomped. Oh wait, that's you.
She stomps her foot in frustration, tears forming in the corner of her eyes.
Why do you think you could just make decisions for other people? Why don't you go home if that's so great?
Your mouth shuts, words gone. She follows your gaze back to the wreck of your only shot out and winces.
I didn't mean... I know you can't. I just wanted...
She sits down in the grass, defeated. You sit too, a ginger distance away. No, her anger is fair. God, this sucks. You hadn't meant to deprive someone of a small joy here on this bitch of Alternia.
Yeah, it's the worst.
She sighs and runs her claws along the tops of the spiny purple grass. After a few minutes of silence, she speaks.
Too late to do anything about it now. I'm still super angry with you. But I'm glad you were honest, I guess, even if it took you too long. I'm not used to people being straight with me. I feel like the older everyone gets, the more they lie, or at least the more annoying it is that they don't expect you to notice when they're lying. Not that I can super tell how old you are. Your alien physiology is a little inscrutable, but, you know, more or less.
Your palm husk buzzes, interrupting your train of thought. You both look at your two new texts.
You gonna do Tagiri?
Are you sure you still don't want to join? Things are beginning to get interesting over here, and you may have the privilege of seeing me at peak performance if you come by.
Pretty good.
Stay put. There's a collar bear on the loose. I don't want you to on the already very long casualty list.
Wait, is Palipa Pearl?
No, it's Linera.
Oh,
Do we see
okay.
Linera?
Well, yeah, we see Linera later.
Okay,
When you go back to the
Okay,
Jade
okay,
Caverns.
Gotcha.
soon. Yes, I finally achieved nerd voice status!
Didn't you do him the other day? That when we did Tirona? When his voice comes out when Tirona gets katana to death?
Maybe. I don't remember.
You honestly have a really good Tagiri. It's just so perfectly cringe. I love it.
Yes, thank you. Honestly, when I imagine like Japanese nerd gay people like that, that's the voice I picture for them. Let's see what they say. What do you guys think of the voice?
I never get Vrisk off my mind. I have a weakness for flighty broads.
I think you're Spider.
Like, if you have a weakness for flighty broads, then that's Rose and Kanaya you're thinking of.
Well,
I must have a weakness for insufferable pricks.
I have a weakness for flighty bra.
The fangs are causing you to think of the spider. I put 5 8s there for a reason. What?
I don't
No, you need 3 more 8s to make it truly Vriska.
get it, but okay.
Wait, what don't you get?
8 8s.
Oh, because her whole thing is 8. Like,
Oh, perfection, symmetry.
no, like that's like, because spiders have 8 legs, her whole thing is like she'll put 8 of one letter, or her smiley faces have 4 colons, so it's like a spider with 8 eyes.
That's
She
really
has
annoying.
eightfold vision. Oh, she is very annoying, but she's the best character. She's the most fun to voice, don't you know?
She voices for skin all on
Ah, I see.
I actually haven't voiced her in like 2 years.
You quick gurgle, and holy shit! Social media is already on fire with the news of a contraction getting free and mangling attendees left and right. The familiar ghostly feeling of a near miss shivers down your back.
Whoa.
Her eyebrows pull together as she works through the images she's seeing on the screen and what it could have meant for her. She's still a little teary from before.
I guess thanks. Not that you did it on purpose, but I guess maybe it worked out okay. I do love not being trampled, but it still sucks I didn't go to make friends.
You don't want to be too presumptuous, especially after all that, but maybe this day might still be salvageable? New acquaintance-wise? Wanchi blinks back her disappointment and puts on an attempt at a smile.
Maybe. Might as well see.
What was she gonna do with her new friends? Maybe on your way back to the caverns, you guys could talk about soldier purbeasts. Is it warrior cats?
Yes. She's a Warrior Cats fan.
For shade.
She's
What-
also 11, so like...
if she wasn't 11, my respect for her might be... Okay, moving on. Or scary horse jousting, or whatever else she wanted to do there. She stands up and crosses her arms, looking you over, her smile turning real.
You think you got what it takes to roleplay?
You stand up too. You're super cool with roleplay. I wonder what that's like, right guys? You've basically been doing that since you landed. So what's the deal again? You ask as you start walking her home. Magic cats?
Magic? What are you, some kind of wiggler? No, there's no magic in soldier purbeasts.
She rolls her eyes at you and then hunches her shoulders, claws spread, eyes darting from bush to bush along the sidewalk ahead of you.
Unless you mean power of your own wits, or the sorcery of all your senses, aligning at once as we get ready to pounce, the hypnotic spell-like rhythm of your own pusher beating with in time with your praise.
She straightens up and grins.
That kind of stuff. Oh well. Anyway, it's really fun. Let's play.
She's bounced back so fully. You get the feeling that not many people indulge her in this. It reminds you of your younger self and your heart crunches up a bit. Fuck yeah, let's play! You mean heck. Heck yeah.
Don't patronize me.
Fuck yeah. Machi giggles.
Fuck yeah!
Yes!
Remember that little comic I was showing you? Or was it? Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna say the F word if you don't give me your kid cuisines. Like, she's like,
Oh yeah, it was
threatening.
fun. That's honestly accurate.
Yeah, she's a good baby.
I loved those as a kid. With the little chocolate penguins. Sorry.
Okay, so Little Lost You can be from the Space Cast. Let's call you Twinklepaw. I'll be Wild Wisp from the Solar Glare Clan. Ooh, whoop.
She clearly seems to think you should be impressed or intimidated by this, but you don't really know what's going on, so you nod. Twinklepaw. Got it.
So, you'll stumble upon me while I'm taking down a nut creature, scaring it away with your incompetence. Sound good?
She peppers her walk with skips, talking up a veritable storm of world building. Her voice gets low and rumbling when she quits setting the scene and gets into character.
Lil one, what do you think you're doing setting Strutpaw in our territory? You made me lose my creature feast. What do you have to say for yourself?
Ah, fuck, it's your turn. You didn't see where you were going. You're sorry, though. You know how hard it is to come by a good meal.
Fool! You think me so poor a tracker that I'm hurt by such a loss? I can find another. I find offense only that you clearly do not respect the bond between hunter and hunted. You blunder in and interrupt the sacred rhythm of my fangs, its neck, or its claws in my face. Now neither of us can know who would have prevailed.
Ah, jeez, you're still, really sorry about your strut paws. You're constantly sticking those into other people's sacred dances. Maybe there are some other nut guys over there? Watchy stops walking and gives you a withering look.
Is that really the best you can do?
No, you'll try again. How dare this purr beast accuse you of such a thing? Your intentions are as noble as the wild pusher that thumps in your, bone cabinet? Watchy bounces, hands and fists grinning.
Oh well. A little over the top and not really a StarCast approach, but you're getting there.
But don't get pushy. You practice finding your soldier's characterization sweet spot as you walk her home. You take the most direct route, but you let her stop to explain Purby's grooming habits, to breathe in the rotting perfume of a flower, and to appreciate yet another sidewalk raving worm. Eventually, you reach the cave entrance you know. Yes, here's your girl! So she has knives. And so
Okay.
when it's 5 knives, that means she wants to kill you.
Okay.
Yeah, she's ready to
Nice.
stab a bitch.
Remember, this is Pearl, and
Yes, I got it. Oh, wait, you gotta read the narration.
standing under its eave is Lanera. A very pissed-looking Lanera, which isn't your favorite mode for that particular friend.
Where have you been?
Oh my gosh, yes!
Perfect.
I said I'd be right back. Not, hey, go run off and leave me to make excuses for you.
Well, I'm back now, so you can get over it. I know you won't tattle. You don't want Branya to know you lost track of me, Uwu.
Watch yourself.
Lanera glares fireballs at her and then turns to you, softening the tiniest of bits.
Thank you for bringing the short one back.
The funny thing is, because her sprite is so big, she really looks like she's the same size.
Lanera's
as
her
Lanera.
mother, right?
No, they don't have like traditional mothers.
Oh.
Like they have those white animals instead.
Okay.
But Lanera is like second in command in the Brooding Cavern, so she's like more like her teacher.
Okay. And then knives blanking out means she no longer is that.
She's directing towards you. She's less angry than she is at Wanchi.
Okay.
She doesn't have her knife out at all, so she's not really gonna stab anyone. But in her route, if you piss her off too much, she literally kills you.
Damn.
With a
Yeah,
knife.
I got killed
And makes
so many
Taylor
times.
Swift references for some reason.
Okay.
I can see her being
Older
a
new
basic
Taylor
bitch.
Swift.
No.
No.
Oh.
Lanera doesn't have the best music taste, despite being Pearl.
Nice weeb voice.
I got big lesbian energy. I was the 8s are a censor. Nice.
Angry
Petty.
librarian slotted.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the voice. Do you want to come in?
You appreciate her politeness, but nah, you should go and let the Jades settle down and everything. Plus, you have another friend you need to check up on. Before you can say anything to Wanchi about how you hope she ended up having an okay time, she scurries off around the corner, calling back over her shoulder.
Wait, I have something I want to give you before you go.
So you wait. Lanera keeps looking at you, arms still crossed.
You better be glad she's okay. If she got hurt, I could never. I would be in so much trouble.
You don't have to call her on secretly caring, because Wanchi comes running back with something in her hands, her hair bounding behind her. Words.
Here, read this. Then maybe when you come back to visit me, you'll be a little more informed about the Soldier Purvis universe. Ooh. I only have one person to play with here, and he usually pretends he's too cool. But he doesn't absolutely love Purvis cast drama.
It's Lank.
Of course it's Lank.
It's sexy guy with a nose.
Yeah, sexy guy with a nose.
There's one volume where you actually have sex with it. Oh yeah, we were showing you.
Yeah,
That guy plays that does the Soldier Purvis role playing with her.
Okay.
She bows a little as she offers the book to you. It is tattered with love.
It's my personal copy, but I think I can trust you with it, Twinklepaw. What do you say, Uwo?
That's our name now.
Yeah.
You clutch it to your chest and tell her you will guard it with all the honor and Spitfire Starcast has to its hallowed name. Aww. Alright, and that's the,
That is volume 15.
That's volume 15. That was fun. You did an excellent Pearl.
Yes, thank you.
That
You
was
did an
beautiful.
excellent weed girl voice.
Yes, Takiri.
I love that Lank does. Why would that? No, that end screen won't confuse us. It's the other one that will. The Charon one with the car.
Yeah, I'm like, where do we have a car? But I guess there's. I would not be surprised if there's a car in his house.
Probably was.
Thingy.
Well, anyway, that was this volume. So, anyone have anything to say before we sign off?
Stay classy.
Stoner guy, best character.
Stoner Guy's only best character to you because the only ones you've played are like angry cleaning girl and 2 children. Like, of course, Stoner Guy's best character.
And
now.
Goat Dad.
Goat Dad.
Oh yeah, you played part of. No, you didn't play part of Galax. Galax might be better.
Oh yeah, you were Marsty when Goat Dad came in. You're just like, can I be Goat Dad?
Yeah, so I was Goat Dad.
Yeah, but there's another.
And you were
episode
an
of Goat
excellent
Dad.
Goat
Oh, we're
Dad.
Goat Dad.
She isn't taller than MC. Yeah. In the end
Wait.
screen. Oh, in the ends. Oh, huh. That's weird.
I don't care.
Yeah, whatever. Honestly, those end screens are made in like 10 minutes, and we all know it.
Very true.
because it's a cute little scribble style. I might need to, like, when I do my fan sim, I need to commission someone to do me a scribble style end screen because I can't art. All I can do is slightly edit sprites.
Lol. That's honestly everything. Alrighty. Well, we'll see you guys next week when we do volume 16.
Yep, next week we got Communist Gravedigger and Marvis. You're ready for Marvis?
Oh my gosh, yes, I am so... It's another clown.
It's not just another clown. It's a clown that everybody is for some reason really attracted to.
It's the clown.
And when you do the route, you can make a choice to either sniff his armpit or not sniff his armpit.
Okay.
And you do with that what you will.
Okay.
Not weird
Cool.
at all, right?
Sniff.
I mean,
You gotta
that's
sniff his armpit.
Homestuck, so.
You gotta sniff his armpit. The whole episode is a weird body fluid kink. Like whoever V for I think it was written by
Only mildly grossed
at
out,
V from
no
Homestuck
pressure.
on Twitter, and V is probably a body excretion kink person.
Like, does he have a fetish for it?
I have no it was probably just to fuck with us, honestly, but I wouldn't be surprised if the writer sort of has a...
I'm good at being shitty at art. Agreed, Abigail.
Oh, you want to
I'm
draw
very-
me a thing?
I'm the exact same way. I'm very good at being shitty at everything, so
I
this
push
works.
my anime shades as the glare. Also, yeah, I totally will, but not for a while, because my fansim's not going to be done for a long time. But anyway, thank you guys all for coming, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.